the day that we have been waiting for. It's Easter Sunday, and we're so excited. I was just here reading my Bible from a Psalm, which is written by David, most of the Psalms, and this one is so exciting. It says, "My heart rejoices, my tongue is glad, my body will rest secure, because you will not abandon me to the grave, nor will you let your Holy One see decay. You have made known to me the path of life." Last time we met on Friday, we were talking a little bit about death and how Jesus died. And this Psalm of David is talking about how Jesus is not going to stay in the grave. And he is going to come out of there and not die and rot forever and stay dead in the tomb. He's going to come alive. And because he lives, our bodies can be secure. He's made known to us the path of life. Well, I can't wait to get into this story today. Before I get ahead of myself, though, I just wanted to ask you guys a question. Do you prefer things being full or empty? I bet some of you are going to have Easter egg hunt today, or maybe get an Easter basket as a gift. It's a fun tradition and a way to celebrate Easter, springtime and new life and stuff like that. But I wonder how we would feel if you got an egg or a basket that was empty. That would be disappointing, wouldn't it? Well, I think most of us would rather have things full than empty. My coffee cup, for example. Can you think of anything else that you would rather have full than empty? Can you think of anything that's good when it's empty? I was thinking, my car won't drive if the gas tank is empty, so that's not a good empty. Well, I'll let you think about it for a little bit. But today's Easter story is about how awesome empty is, which is kind of weird. Maybe you don't believe me. Is empty awesome? Well, let's read the story and find out. Jesus' friends were sad. They would never see their best friend again. How could this happen? Wasn't Jesus the rescuer, the king God had promised? It wasn't supposed to end like this. Yes, but who ever said anything about the end? Just before sunrise on the third day, God sent an earthquake and an angel from heaven. When the guards saw the angel, they fell down with fright. The angel rolled a huge stone away, sat on top of it, and waited. At the first glimmer of dawn, Mary Magdalene and the other women headed to the tomb to wash Jesus' body. The early morning sun slanted through the ancient olive trees, drops of dew glittering on the leaves and grasses, like little tears everywhere. The friends walked quietly along the hilly path through the olive groves until they reached the tomb. And immediately they noticed something odd. It was wide open. They peered through the opening into the dark tomb. But wait, Jesus' body was gone. And something else. A shining man was there with clothes made from lightning. "Don't be scared," the angel said. Well, but they couldn't help it. They screamed anyway. The angel asked them, "What are you doing here? This is a tomb, and tombs are for dead people." Well, the woman couldn't speak. "Jesus isn't dead anymore," he said. "He's alive again." And their hearts leapt. And then the angel laughed with such gladness that they felt for a moment as if they'd woken from a nightmare. The other women rushed home, but Mary stayed behind. How could it be true? Jesus was definitely dead. How could he be alive? Just then, Mary heard someone else in the garden. Perhaps it's the gardener, she thought. He'll know where Jesus' body is. "I don't know where Jesus is," Mary said urgently. "I can't find him." But it was all right. Jesus knew where she was, and he had found her. Mary. Only one person said her name like that. She could hear her heart thumping. She turned around. She could just make out a figure. She shaded her eyes to see. and thought she was dreaming. But she wasn't dreaming, she was seeing. Jesus! Mary fell to the ground. Sudden tears filled her eyes and great sobs shook her whole body. And all she wanted in that moment was to cling to Jesus and never let him go. "You'll be able to hold on to me later, Mary," Jesus said gently, "and always be close to me. But now, go and tell the others that I'm alive." Mary ran and ran all the way to the city. She had never run so fast or so far in all her life. She felt she could have run forever. She didn't even feel like her feet touched the ground. The sun seemed to be dancing and gleaming and bounding across the sky, racing with her and shining brighter than she could ever remember in the clear, fresh air. And it seemed to her that morning as she ran, almost as if the whole world had been made anew. Almost as if the whole world was singing for joy. The trees, tiny sounds in the grass, the birds, her heart. Was God really making everything sad come untrue? Was he making even death come untrue? She couldn't wait to tell Jesus' friends. "They won't believe it," she laughed. She was right, of course. So what do you think? Is empty awesome? Well, our little actress Samara, she didn't think so. She woke up in the morning hungry and there was nothing left to eat. How disappointing. But this story about Easter is about empty being awesome, that God rose from the dead just like he said he was going to, and that means we don't have to fear death anymore. His life brings us life. He promised that in Romans 8, that nothing can separate us from the love of God, not even death. And the empty tomb proves that. Now, if you're like me and sometimes you wake up feeling empty and you want to be full, I would encourage you to remember to go to God. He's the one that empties us of our fears, forgives our sins, cleanses our hearts, fills us up with his goodness, his righteousness, his love, and that's the kind that lasts for forever.